right, guys. Every time Austin or Denise gets up here, they thank all our sponsors, which of course we want to thank our sponsors, but I want to thank 3 people in particular who make this happen, period. Austin, Denise, and Cynthia. They're the main board of directors, as well as all their crew and assistants and volunteers. We absolutely love our volunteers as well. But if it weren't for Austin, Denise, and Cynthia, this would not happen at all. So thank you guys. And for everyone who's here, I read a mean review the other day. I wanted to point out that eventually we all get them. This is a very rejection-heavy career that we've chosen to take. So I always tell authors when I'm mentoring them, they have to be ready for rejection from everywhere and learn how to deal with it. Whether it's from an agent, from your editors, from publishers, and of course your reviewers. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up, let's see, is Josh Pachter in the room? Josh, you're up first. Give us your mean review.
Josh got a negative review.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe that.
I had a couple of years ago, I had a short story in an anthology called Murder by the Glass. And this is an Amazon review, not just of my story, but of the anthology. And the reviewer wrote, I was very much enjoying Murder by the Glass until I read the story 0 Hour by Josh Pachter. In this story, Jesus Christ was taken down from the cross before he could die for our sins. He was treated for his wounds. As a devout Christian, this crossed a line for me, and I was horrified. I know that not everyone will feel like I do, but I can't read any more of this book and plan to delete it. This is very personal to me. Weepy face.
Oh, that's nice to end it with a. So let's go with is K.L. Murphy down here? Yeah. Okay, come on up. This is in no particular order, by the way. Oh, and actually, I'll get the next person. If Robert Creekmore's down here, you're next up. Is he down here? All right, then Nancy Holder, you're after K.L. Murphy.
Mine is actually way meaner than Josh's. I was in that anthology, though, by the way. Now they didn't read my story. This reviewer starts by giving the plot and then says, unfortunately, I was way past my 20% DNF checkpoint before I stopped to ask myself, bro, why are you still torturing yourself? Started off as an intriguing read, nosedived like Tom Daly at the Olympics. I super speed read the last 30% or so and then read the ending in full to see how this shit show comes. As you can see, I gave the writing 4 out of 5. Because the quality itself is good, thank God for that. The story structure, though, keep it. I am usually taking short chapters, but these chapters had bookism. Not only were the chapters shorter than Vine videos, but a lot of them were spent going in circles. And Julia, oh Julia, if there's a Razzies for journalists, she deserves one. Anyways, the writing quality saved this from being a 1-star, but that isn't anything to write home about. Thank you.
And then after Nancy, if Madalena, you want to come on up?
This is a review for a book called Witch Life, which I wrote with Melanie Thames, so she gets equal TEM. So just getting that in there. The name of the review, the subject is Wasted Time. Well, that was a few hours I wish I could get back. Silly storyline, gratuitous sex, and snakes. To be honest, I only finished it to get it over with.
I love it. The thing is so
Gratuitous sex with snakes?
That's the only problem I see.
Is Gary Frank down here?
Yes, he is.
Okay, you're after Annalena.
Okay, so this one was for one of my,
Talking to the mic.
can you hear me now? So this was for one of my romances, and it's about an angel that gets kidnapped by Satan.
Okay.
And this was part of her very long, very mean, there's cussing words, so I apologize. This book contains unsigned posted torture. First person, almost life destabilizing torture. Oops. Fuck the author for that alone. If you're including torture, use warnings. Now let's regular service resume. I'm reading exactly how she wrote it. 2 stars, the fact that I actually enjoyed the book and can see why torture was used saves it from being a 1.
After Gary, is John White down here? John White. Okay. Then Tom Burns. You're after Gary.
So I will have you know that there were good reviews for this book as well, because I know someone bought this book and I don't want you to think, oh my God, what did I get myself into? This gentleman starts with the title, Gary Frank is an Inspiration. Gary Frank's book, Forever Will You Suffer, is quite the compelling first composition from this fledgling author. Compelling in the aspect that all hope of churning out a provocative protagonist is immediately dashed within the first 20 pages of his writing. This gets better. Frank's protagonist in this story is, by lack of any better analytical methods, a licentious necrophile. Frank's unadulterated mediocrity transcends the boundaries of horror into new, unexplored levels of terrible. The only redeeming characteristic of the story is that it does, in fact, end. The true horror of the book is that by the assumption of the title, I would be forced to suffer through reading this ridiculous garbage for the rest of eternity. Gary Frank has proven to me that any miserable, talentless writer can get published. And for this reason has vanquished my own fears of writing a novel. Thanks for the bout of inspiration.
Jenna, if you want to come up with your Tom.
Gary.
This is for number 5 in the Natalie McMaster series, a book called Sniper. It is a 1-star review, and I am going to give you the name because I think her name needs to be out there. It's Virginia V. Mitchell. I tried to have this removed from Amazon for hate speech. And the review is 0 stars, capital S, capital T. I don't know why I finished it. 2 lesbians and 1 man living as a fan. The book was called Sniper. I just want you to know that.
D.W. Maroney, are you down here? Okay, you're next. After Jenna.
More interesting or anything. May not laugh, so start eating again. I do need to let you know that for this sales page on Amazon, there is an excerpt of the book that they could have read to note something important that they have criticized. Okay, so it says, for me, the book was really a 1 or 1.5 star. I gave it a higher rating because I know that it isn't a bad book or story. It's just that the writing and language, she says, are to my liking, but I think she means isn't. Okay. So I didn't want to mess with the rating, so I gave it a 3. This is all one sentence too, by the way. Because the premise of the story is good. I just found fault with the third person over proper, odd to me language. So it was more of a personal preference rather than actually being a horrible book. And phrases I don't get, which came up in our accent dialect, was a great day, which is used where I live in Virginia, but apparently nowhere else. It said sort of like, oh my goodness. Great day. Okay. And a crying jag. Apparently I use that and she doesn't know what that means either. So, oh, and the word hormones is used entirely too much throughout the book. It's a romance.
All right, and if Robert Creekmore, have you come in yet? Okay. Helen Chapman, is Helen Chapman in here? Okay, you're up after TW. You got it?
Yeah, got it. Okay, this was,
In the mic, please.
okay.
Just take it out.
Okay, this will work. Can you hear me? Okay, this is for one of my Rosalie romances. It's a 1 star, and the title is The Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Book. Shame on me for not researching the author on this one. I think Amazon needs to do a better job about sorting out the types of books it recommends. Within the first chapter, there are 2 F-bombs, an unwed sex affair, references to a trade show for sex toys, and the Lord's name taken in vain. Definitely not my kind of book. If your standards are similar to mine, run far away. And I wouldn't recommend anything else by this author. If, on the other hand, you like a story full of this type of filth, enjoy. A side note, it's the Yankee Billionaire's Bride. And after I read this, I went back and read the first chapter to see if I had indeed included all of those things in the first chapter. And yes, this is an accurate rendition. So I patted myself on the back. Good job, Roz.
Where do I order that one? You buy that one out there? Did John White come in yet? Anyone? White. Okay, and I just wanted to share one more of my 1-star reviews. This is from Goodreads, 1 star. Nobody else got those? 2 stars, 1 star? All right, Ellen, you're up. You right?
This isn't a bad review, but it's a stupid review. He gave it 5 stars. Now the book is Alcoholic Blues.
Use the mic, Helen.
Microphone.
I'm sorry. The book is Alcoholic Blues about a bootlegger and a speakeasy. The title of the review is Poignant Memoir Exploring the Struggle with Addiction. Anne Arundel's, and she spelled the name wrong, Anne Arundel's Alcoholic Blues is a poignant memoir exploring her struggle with addiction and her path to recovery. The author's raw and honest account of her own journey is both heartbreaking and inspiring, offering a unique perspective on the effects of alcoholism on both individuals and those around them. This book is a must-read for anyone wishing to understand the complexities of addiction and the power of resilience and hope in the face of adversity.
It is fiction, right?
Yes, and so is the review. I'm June 21, so I am the oldest drunk in the room.
that these reviews are making me feel so much better.
They're making me want
This
to
is why
buy
I've
some
been wanting to
books.
get them, because we all get these, and I've had, writers, oh my God, someone gave me a 1-star review. I'm like, honey, we all get them. Go to your New York Times favorite bestseller, pick out your favorite book you've ever read, and go read those 1-star reviews, because they're even better than what we're reading here. All right, Robert, you're up.
These aren't very good, but I'm going to throw it in. I won this book on a giveaway. I could barely get past the first chapter. The writing was incredibly dry and lacked any feeling or emotion behind it. That was the chapter I read here. And that was an abbreviated version. Maybe some people don't mind that writing style, but for me it felt so robotic to read. Now, here's a thing about this reviewer. They gave basically the same review about how they couldn't finish the first chapter to 3 other books that they had won in a giveaway in the same year, which means I don't know how many times they must have entered to win a giveaway to give 1- and 2-star reviews about how they didn't finish the first chapter. It's kind of a self-own reading skill. I'm going to read it the way it's written. Spoiler alert, thriller, question mark. No, this book is an unmitigated horror fest, and not in a fun to be scared way. In the first part of the book, I expected the horrible abuses because there were warnings in the book description. At least they read them. And I was not living under a log. I was aware of the horrors of these conversion camps were. I'm reading it the way they wrote it. What I did not expect was the rest of the book to be full throttle, gratuitous violence. Ugh. That was the fucking point.
All right, and that was our last one. I just want to thank everybody who was brave enough to come out and
Thank you. I believe it.